So yeah, you talk about, you know, artifacts of production.
So this is something that we've got downstairs as well. You guys can come and take a look at it, but you know, this is not a prop either, but it's something of great historic interest because this is a camera that, the photo there, that's George Lucas looking through the eyepiece, and this is a camera that worked on Return of the Jedi. So they always have multiple cameras, but this is one of them. This is a camera that was sold to Lucasfilm by the camera rental company at Hill Studios who provided all the camera gear for Jedi. This is something that we were able to pick up last year actually, and we managed to track down all of the various components. The matte box, the eyepiece extension tube, the lens, they're all from ILM, they're all marked ILM, stamped ILM, and they're all from the era of Return of the Jedi, and some of them are the exact components in that photo, so this is a pretty significant piece.
Sorry.
This is Sebastian Shaw light cast with the makeup appliance from the Darth Vader reveal scene in Jedi.
Back when he had eyebrows.
This is, I'm not sure why.
I put someone in the photo for scale. Can you guess who? Yes, yeah. On vacation in Norway.
This is a hand-painted backdrop, and this is what they filmed the walkers in front of. So the walkers, I'm sure you guys know, were done as a stop-motion thing, and they had Mike Pangrazio paint these giant backdrops on canvas to basically shoot behind them. So what you're seeing there is the still from the film where you see this exact backdrop behind it, and that piece, it's only a part of the original backdrop, but it's about 10 feet wide, so it's massive.
So there's some models for you.
Yeah, there's a couple of models. So what we have there is a couple of Jedi models. The X-Wing is actually something that's kit bashed, so to save time and money during production as the films progressed, what they would literally do is buy the off-the-shelf kits, and then the ILM guys would paint them, finish them, fit them with motion control slots and light units as well in some instances, and then that's they're set up sort of floating above a Death Star display piece as well, which is Jedi tiles as well. And again, this is quite an interesting piece. This is part kit bashed and part bespoke. So what you're looking at there for the tie interceptors, for the small scale tie interceptors, there's nothing there to scale, but it's only about, I don't know, 6-8 inches. What they used there was the Darth Vader ship kit wings, which they then just literally cut back with a Dremel tool, which is why there's the detailing right to the edge of it, and then used a solid cast resin center, which was then slotted into place. Just a quick and easy way to do it. And again, is another X-Wing. This one is an Empire Strikes Back X-Wing, and similar in so much as it's a kit bashed rather than a bespoke.
What a beautiful paint up.
Phenomenal. The paintwork on some of these things is just gorgeous.
Yeah, there's a couple of close-ups there. Does that look familiar to anyone?
This is sitting right here. This is an original TIE Fighter pilot helmet from the first film, and what's great about this one is they only did one helmet with the stripes on the face like that, which is very memorable, and it does get several close-ups in the movie, and when you go in and you look at that frame on the Blu-ray where you can really look at it, and the resolution is really good, you can see all the little scratches in the paint, all the little marks in the plastic, and sort of like a fingerprint, you can tell that it's that exact helmet, the one that's sitting here.
And we've used the term a few times, we call that as a screen match. You know, when you've got a piece that you can definitively say, yes, this is that, and here's why. It's scratched here, it's scratched there, there's a ding here, a hole flaw there, that sort of stuff. And that really is the ultimate.
Yeah, that's what we're always trying to do with everything.
Yeah, that's your.
It is now achievement. Now the technology's there. You know, this is only something that's really come to the foreground of our hobby in the last few years, as we've had the sort of Blu-ray to look at prior to that.
And the reason VHSs paused a million times in the same spot to get all inky.
And the reason why we look at that is because for pretty much everything that's used in a film, there's going to be multiples. So you know. This is a specific case of where there's only one for this shot and we can identify it, but of course, you know, for stormtroopers there were 20, 30 costumes made, whatever it might be, and it's trying to see where your specific piece is used in that shot and at what time.
And what's impressive is that even with all those stormtroopers, a lot of the stormtroopers that have made it out into private hands have been screen matched at this point.
So you can see specific flaws in the paint,
just down
chip patterns.
Yeah, just down to the fact that the paint didn't stick very well to the helmets in the first movie.
Horrible paint job, I mean, screen match.
Thank you for that paint not sticking, because now people can match them up. So there's another beautiful helmet.
Yeah, I mean, it speaks for itself.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
And the most iconic props too. You'll notice there's not a lot of title fonts or anything on these. You know what these are. Anybody know this one? Anyone?
If you don't, leave the room. Yeah, actually, a lot of people have probably seen this previously. This is one that we acquired from Steve Sansbury's collection, and yeah, I mean, that's just a stunning item.
And a nice reflection of whoever's shooting photos on the right side there. So, anybody have questions now? Oh, all right, we got a few. Let's go ahead.
Yes, since Lucasfilm Island is usually closed with getting props out to the public, how are most of these acquired?
Well, that's a great question, and it's a mix of different manners that they come out. A lot of it is down to the fact that material is rented into the production, so it's never owned by Lucasfilm in the first place. A lot of items are gifted away to crew members. I own one of the miniatures that I own was given to Adam Ladd Jr. And so, at some point in time, he just decided that it was not something he wanted to keep anymore, and I was able to buy that from him. But there's just a multitude of different facets to the way that we track this material down. It gets left behind, it gets trashed.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff thrown away, which is really surprising.
Yeah.
You
Turns out there's a disco ball somewhere.
Yeah.
which we'll get to. But yeah, there are items thrown away. There are a few items they've also put up for auction. So some items actually Lucasfilm's release purposely to sell to fans.
The C-3PO head there was a later one, I think. The one with the dent, is that lost forever, or is that somewhere, the original?
I couldn't tell you offhand, but that's one of the things that we're always trying. I mean, what you're asking is something that we're always wondering. What happened to this one? What happened to that one?
Oh, I think we know where that one is.
We all
yeah.
have our.
Yeah, we know where we do know where one of the dented helmets is. So yeah, it still exists. It is in private hands, with the dented. Yeah, absolutely. And the one that we've got there, we know that it's Empire or Jedi. It would have been sprayed during production with a dulling spray, which unfortunately at some time in its life has been buffed and cleaned off, and so we can't do that screen matching. But we had Fred Hole look at it before he sadly passed away. He was our director, and he said from the construction it was definitively Empire or Jedi, but we can't hide it down anymore than that at the moment.
And we'll do one more quick question.
Regarding the latex pieces and appliances, can you speak to the degradation and preventative techniques and strategies to preserve them?
I think I would probably be the guy to speak to that. Sorry, he was asking about what can be done to help prevent degradation of latex and foam pieces. It is very similar to sort of basic museum procedure for any piece, and that is avoid touching it. Skin oils, any oils, are very detrimental to latex and foam pieces. Avoid drastic changes in heat and humidity. Heat in particular can be very detrimental to latex. Latex doesn't necessarily dry out, it hardens. Foam latex will dry, but heat will accelerate the hardening process over long periods of time. UV light is very detrimental to this stuff, and it's to the point where even, just incidental UV light, if you think you've got a shade over the window, but there's enough creeping into the room that it's lit, that's enough that you should probably be careful about it. Either a UV case or a lot of times, if people have a lot of pieces, they'll do UV film on the windows rather than having to case every single piece. But it really is about, hands off, lights off, that kind of stuff. LED light is probably the safest at this point.
But these pieces will still survive. There's ways down there. It's not like you need to put in a black box and look it around. You can still enjoy it.
Yeah, and support is another big piece, because what will happen is the pieces become fragile over time. They don't necessarily fall apart. Most times it's handling, it's shipping, it's a piece that isn't well supported where gravity can take an effect on it. And a lot of what we do at Tom Speed Designs is we'll take masks and things like that. We'll do custom mounts, we'll museum mounts, where we go in from the inside, we make a custom form head, we stuff everything out with archival safe batting so that over time, as this piece dries, as gravity has an effect on it, it's supported. It's not going to go anywhere. No one's going to wear that mask that was used in the film again on Halloween or anything like that. We hope. But it will look great over time, and with a little bit of care, you'll have it for a good long time. So what we've got here is, this is just sort of a miscellaneous private collections.